What's up, my loves? I'm back, and this time we're going to do some graduation socks. So let's go ahead and show you the taco method, and once you learn this method, you probably will be using it for other things. Let me go to my socks, and this happens to be a square print that I printed out for the Sublimation fans, which I also happen to print out the circle version, so this will fit for this graphic. So since I had an extra print, I figured I would show you how I do my taco method. Now, this is a 13 by 19 sheet, and this particular image is, let me give you the dimensions. It's about 9 inches wide and almost 9 inches tall, so I would say 8.5 inches tall. Okay, so this particular image I was able to get 2 on a 13 by 19 page, and I'm going to show you how I use the taco method and how we press those. So first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and trim my images up. I'm going to move this heat press out of the way just for the moment so I can get a little bit closer and show you. So these are your 2 images. I'm going to trim them so that they are pretty much in identical space. And you hold them up to the light, you can see if they line up. Actually, my light is there. I'm just matching up the graphics, so that way when I cut them and fold them, they're going to be in the exact same place. So now I've trimmed them the same size. I'm going to fold it in half, crease down the middle, and now I have my 2 tacos. Alright? So the way that I do the taco method, I do use a little spray adhesive. So what I'm going to do, as far as for demonstration purposes, because normally I do my spray adhesive in a box, but I'm going to go ahead and lay down some paper here. And the tack spray that I use, you can use the Canva dye trans spray. I also happen to have this Eco Mist, and I'll show you what I have. This is less expensive, but honestly doesn't work as well as I would want it to, like the Canva does. However, this is probably a lot more environmentally friendly. This is, I think, the only spray mist that is rated to be used in California, I believe. So I'm going to go ahead and spray each side lightly. You just want a nice little tack. And make sure your nozzle is clear. If your nozzle's all clogged up, you'll get little chunks that spray, and of course you won't see the image there. So let me see, can you see me here? Go turn this way, it's better. So what I'm doing is I'm filling my tacos, right? I'm gonna make sure that I place my sock right into that corner, and then when I place my other sock, and of course you would have lint rolled and all that already. When I place my other sock, I'm gonna make sure that the top is lined up. I'm pressing into this other crease, and once I get them in the same location, I'm going to go ahead and fold down the other side of my taco. That'll be self-sealing for 1, and then this will be self-sealing for 2. So now I have 2 tacos, and I don't have to worry about which way the image goes when I flip it. Now we'll go ahead, I think my heat press is already to temperature. We'll go ahead and place them in the press. I use this sheet as the bottom and the top cover paper. Even though I did spray the adhesive on it, it'll be fine because it's all on one side of the sheet. So it doesn't matter which one I do left and right. For the taco method, I'm going to press down here so you can see a little bit better. There we go. It's kind of foolproof when you're trying to make sure that the image is lined up the same way every time. And if you're doing images that go across the sock, sometimes you have an issue because you'll press it the image looks right on one side, but if you don't flip the socks together and you have to flip one, flip the other, you always end up with your image being looking right on the front, and then as they turn to the back, it looks reversed. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and change my pressure a little bit because these socks are a little bit thicker. And let's do a minute. And I've been able to get away with doing like 45 or 50 seconds for most of my substrates, but I go ahead and say a minute because most of you do 60 seconds when you're pressing, and I want to tell y'all to keep that consistent. So while that's going for 60 seconds, I'll tell you what we have coming up in the next video. And I'm over here ducking because I have a dining table light that's like right above my head. Let's see, we have the stoles to do, we have the graduation fans. So this is what we'll be working on next, the fans. And then also, we're gonna do the both sides of the stole so I can show you the full press technique, and then I'll also show you if you're just doing a 13 by 19. All right. And I can just take this whole thing because I have it sandwiched in there. But you know what? Instead of doing that, let me not do that. Let me show you how I would normally do it. Now you can take one. If you did not use the taco method and you just pressed a single sheet on the front and you were going to press a single sheet on the back, you would have to take and flip one going this way and the other going that way. And it's because they have to, it's just like where you're walking this way, you turn around, you have to flip them as a unit. You can't just flip them one and then flip the other one because you will get your image messed up. Alright, so I already know that my image is good because I did the taco method. So, and when y'all start talking about the taco method, just remember who taught you that. I think I came up with it, I don't know. Maybe not with the method, but the name. So, hopefully, when you hear taco method, you think of your girl. Alright, so, I was telling you what else we're going to do. The stoles, they usually come in two different lengths. We're going to do the 70, I think it's a 72-inch length, and then there's a 60-inch length, which is your common size. So I'm doing the 72 so I can show you how long you can print and make it look continuous. But that'll be interesting, and that'll be one of the much sought after videos as well. So anything that you all want to see pressed, let me know. I'm getting to taking on some of your suggestions. I also got a suggestion for cheer bows. That one was requested. So just let me know. Whatever you can think of, I'm pretty sure that I've done it, or at least will know how to do it enough to demonstrate for you all. And then usually I'm giving you a little insight, tips and tricks, supplies, that sort of thing as well. So it ends up helping the sublimation community, so I'm not mad. If I have time, I will definitely do it. Okay, so now we're going to remove the image. Out. You might want to wear heat gloves, but I don't. I just try to use my fingernails and my fingertips. Alright, and of course this is going to be hot. So let me let it cool. And then what I hope to show you once it's cool is how the image continues around. So turn it this way. Let it cool. And while it's cooling, you get a chance to see what it looks like. So maybe you can see from here, but if not, I'll definitely pull it up when it cools a little bit. Let me see. I think I can handle that. So your socks have a continuing pattern. So one sock continues, just a standalone sock continues the design around it. And as a matter of fact, let me pull this a little bit closer so you can see. Okay. So you have one sock that continues the graphic around, right? And then together they continue the graphic on the front. So together they also continue the graphic on the back. But if you do them separate, front and back, and you forget, sometimes the graphic doesn't match up on the back. The other thing I like about this method is that because we tucked it into the corner of the taco, I was able to get my graphic to wrap around. And there's a very faint line, but it's not bad at all. And it still continues that graphic. So I'm going to go ahead and take these off the jig now. And this is just a little cardboard jig. Just to show you what the line looks like and how it matches up. Now it's not going to match up perfect, but you'll get that it at least looks continuous wrapping around. And then you have very minimal gaps or overlaps. So I like this method. That's the taco method. I would say try to refrain from putting words. Like, this is a design that I already had ready. So ordinarily I would not put the words right here in the center. And the reason why is because sometimes it won't match up exactly and it'll look like you're missing a letter. So I usually, if I do put text, I put text to where it's going to be on a single sock. That's the way to avoid that. But for the most part, even with the text, these came out looking pretty continuous. Y'all see that? Let me turn it around. There we go. And that's the taco method. And those are your socks, your graduation socks that you can put in your package. Okay, so I'm going to stop this video and then we'll do the fan, and then last we'll do the stove. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in a bit.